girls that have extreme math talent, again, 1 in 10,000, are much more likely than the boys to also have extreme verbal talent. So what it boils down to is a boy that has extreme math talent says, I'm a mathematician.
It's all he has going for him.
Yeah, that's all he has.
Whereas
the girl that has extreme math talent says, gee, I wonder what I want to be.
And
I could go to law school. I could be a poet. I could be a mathematician.
And in practical means, this means that like when you're in an admissions committee, a lot more girls have double 800s on the old SAT. And a lot more boys are just perfect at math, but they're verbally just not that proficient. And this is like it's a joke, but it actually is true, that women, if they can do something well, they can often do everything well. And men tend to be able to do one thing really, really well. I mean, it may be a joke, but it's actually borne out by the data.
Yeah. Where I think both of us are concerned is where a girl, A, has the ability to do something in mathematics, but B, is misinformed about what career options there are. And there I think we have to ensure that much better advice, information about career options are given as early as middle school.
And so it's important to solve today's problems. Today's problems are to help women understand the paths available to them, to have accurate information about the careers that they can explore, to know what's involved in becoming successful at various careers, to know how to time their fertility decisions so that they don't derail themselves by having children either too early or too late or whatever, to know how to choose the right partner in life. Now, there's a good thing to know. If you choose the wrong partner, it can derail your career from round zero. If you're expected to follow someone else's career, that can be very derailing. And so I think we should be focused on the mistakes women make today. There is a literature supporting the importance of mentorship and on-site summer internships and exposure to careers for young girls and young women so that they see what it's like to be in a role rather than having their parents and potentially their teachers framing their understanding in an inaccurate way. Parents and teachers may be well-meaning, but they may not actually know, and why should they? Actually, they haven't worked in these careers themselves, so why should they? So there is a literature that suggests that doing field-based internships and being mentored by someone in a profession, even if it's just for a short time, can help someone see and visualize a pathway to success in the profession. So I would definitely say that that's a very good idea. Our girls are 9 and 12, and at this age, we see math as being extremely important. So we do spend a lot of time going over math homework and getting on the math bus to make sure that our kids are oriented around math. We both come from extremely meager beginnings. And in both of our lives, education was extraordinarily important, and we fought for the opportunities we had. And I think it's important for us to reach out to children today who are children of poverty, children of color, children from disadvantaged backgrounds, and say to them that there are pathways to success and that science is one of them. There are many, many opportunities. Scholarships, universities are bending over backwards to reach this population, and all you have to do is do well at school, stay in school, and buy in to that possibility. Your parents don't even need to understand it. All they need to do is encourage you, and once you get to the point where you're getting good grades and you're achieving at science and you're showing a spark and a desire, then the sky is the limit, because the number of avenues available to youth from disadvantaged backgrounds today is just enormous. Free education at almost every level, right through to graduate school, and certainly a great set of options for hiring, because we all want to diversify in the academy and in the professions. And so this means that for youth who may feel that there's not much of an avenue out of their current place in life, and they're feeling overwhelmed, or they're feeling that's just really not true. And so I'd like to just stress that, because I think that Steve and I ourselves are living, breathing examples of the fact that it's just a one step at a time kind of a thing, and no one helped either of us. And we weren't children of privilege, and it was just, I in fact have a GED and I'm a high school dropout. So that's a great thing to, that's a great thing to mention, that I was a high school dropout because I had to work full time. And I got a GED. So I'm probably one of the only tenured professors at Cornell with a GED. In fact, Steve suggested I frame the GED and put it on the wall, just so people would ask me about it.